as women, we should be able to choose how we want to live our lives.
You're listening to the Spiritual Shitshow podcast with Suzanne Sole, episode 68. Hello, all you amazing people, and welcome to the Spiritual Shitshow podcast, where we get into the psychological thriller, the healing and spiritual awakening journey can be. I'm your host, Suzanne Sole, comedian, lifelong spiritual student, and I'm sharing some of the nuggets I've learned along my journey that have helped me and that I hope help you too. Well, welcome back for part 3 of my 4-part series where we're talking about empowering and lifting up women into leadership, healing through stories, and rising together with my guest Lisa Jimenez, founder of SheIsMe Global, a worldwide women's movement creating spaces to celebrate and support women as they grow, connect, and step into that delicious leadership role that they were born for. In this episode, we're talking about the power of women raising each other up in real life. Speaking of real life, let's get into it.
So then, most recently we're launching a new magazine, sort of news magazine, news channel magazine thing.
Amazing.
And I remember, I always wanted to work for a magazine years and years ago. It was like, oh, if I could only, I met a woman once that worked at Sunset, and I was like, oh, I've got to hang out with her more because I want to work at Sunset, Um, and I just thought it was so I used to say I was a magazine whore because I used to go to the store and buy like 40 magazines at a time and just like be like magazines.
That is a magazine whore, for sure.
That is a magazine. And so I thought, why don't I just start a magazine? And I mean, I have, hundreds and hundreds of women have spoken at the conferences, and I've of thousands of women who are, part of the community. And I know that they're all, because I read everything, online, and like what women are wanting and needing. And why don't we just do it? We've got the resources, we've got the experience, we know what women want. Why don't we give them what they want? And then I can put other women on the cover, and I can, have other women put other women stories and articles and put them like I like my idea of success is to like help as many women as possible
Incredible.
get
Incredible.
out there and get like their business going
Be
and
supported, like,
be supported.
and
That's
energetically and everything else.
right. And that's the thing, I really wanted to build something that I didn't have. So I'm always thinking about what didn't I have coming? What could I have used? I could have used a mentor. I could have used a checklist for certain things. I could have used, a process, right? A step-by-step process. Like no one says, here, when you're thinking of building a business, here are the things you need.
Right.
And then if you do want to be your own boss and start your own business, you don't have the support that you have when you work, for a company, right? You have
Right.
a lot of people
Right.
around you. And so what we do at She's Me is we help you become an entrepreneur, but we have the support system to help you behind the scenes. So you're not
Mm.
doing it by yourself.
How
So
does
if you
that
become
work? Like, how
so if
does
you become a
someone...
facilitator, let's say for retreats or for She's Me Speaks, right? You are the person on the ground. You're actually doing the retreat, or you're actually, coordinating the actual Speaks event at the location. But behind the scenes, we're helping you with your mailing list and your marketing and your finances and all of that stuff. So you don't
Amazing.
have to do it. And you're just focused so
Yeah.
that we can help women support their kids, and not have to do childcare, not have to, uh, because when you have a job, right? And let's say you make $20 an hour, and some women don't even make that, but they're smart and they can, they could do this. how do we support them so they can do it? That's also one of the reasons why women don't get divorced,
Yes, 100%.
right? And
Yes.
don't leave situations. Like, I'm just going to have to put up with it because if I go out, I'm not going to be able to do this by myself.
I have no
Well,
money. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we want to enable women to be able to do it themselves.
Wow, what an incredible opportunity for somebody who, really wants to see what they can build,
Exactly.
you know?
What you can build, how you can lead. I mean,
Yeah, that's the biggest
our
piece.
communities need leaders. Our
Yeah.
communities need women to step up and take the reins. We
Yep.
need women to use their voice, to use their power, to use their experience, and really enact change in our world. Because no one's coming to save us, right?
That's right. Oh my god. I gotta tell you, I had one of those moments a couple of nights ago where I was having a difficult experience in my life, and I was like, "No one's coming, Suzanne.
Yeah,
No one's coming."
no one's
So, you
as
have
much
to
as you
figure
hope
it
and
out.
wish and pray and whatever you do, no one's coming.
No one's
We have
coming.
to do it. And it's becoming more and more clear that
Yes.
we have to do it.
We
And
have to do. Oh, I love that. I love that.
so, um, so how do we do it? We have to come together.
Yes.
Women, we have to come together. We have
Yes.
to stop this competition, this infighting, this put down, this shaming, all this stuff. There was a woman on Threads one day, and she she commented, "Shame on me," and I started laughing at her. And
What?
I was like, "Shame on me?
For
Shame
what?
you for coming to shame me?
I
Like
know.
you? Like how dare?
Yeah.
Like we are not here to shame each other. There's nothing that we should be ashamed of because I'll
Yeah.
tell you." 90% of the things that have happened to us, shame on that other person. That person should feel ashamed for their
Absolutely.
behavior,
Amen.
right? So,
Yes.
so
And I
we have
think
to
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think, women like that who need to do that are fighting their own demons,
Absolutely.
and they are unexpressed and unrealized, and they see you doing that and it triggers them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It
And that's all
triggers
that is.
well, there's a lot of things that go into
Yeah.
that, but there are a lot of women who are so, um brainwashed
Yeah.
into this old way, right? This is
Mhm.
the
It's
way
the
that
safe way,
it's the safe way.
quote
It's
unquote,
yeah. I
but
mean, I
not.
say it's power adjacent, right?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
have to actually take responsibility and
Right.
be the power, but if I'm close enough, I'm gonna benefit from it.
Right.
So,
And it keeps us like crippled.
yeah, totally crippled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when when they're so indoctrinated into that system and into that way of life and that they've learned it. I learned it. It wasn't
Yeah.
until, you finally you wake up one day and you go, "Yeah, I just don't want to do this anymore and I don't this isn't really me." Like
So
I
when you said, "I don't wanna do this," that meant go to a job and use my energy for a
someone
corporation.
else. Yeah,
Yeah, for
for
someone
someone
else.
else to make
I get that.
that company millions of dollars, or be in this relationship that only benefits him and it's not benefiting me at all. Like
Yes.
I'm getting up early, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm coaching soccer, I'm going to my job, I'm making dinner, I'm cleaning the house, I'm scrubbing the toilets, I'm walking the dog, I'm doing all this stuff. And what is he doing?
Yeah. We know what he's
To a
doing.
job, he has employees. He's not doing anything, and then he comes home and he sits in his chair and he
Yeah.
watches TV and he
Yeah.
doesn't do any like, that's not a beneficial
It's not symbiotic.
it's not symbiotic.
I
So
I love I love it. Yeah.
so I didn't wanna do that anymore, and I didn't but that's what I was supposed to do because that's what
Right.
I had learned to do.
Yes.
And now there's this whole movement, this trad wife movement, right, where they're
Oh.
glorifying this. Yeah. But glorifying this,
I know these.
ultimate like slavery of
Yeah.
women. And no,
Giving up your
no.
sovereignty.
Exactly. So that is really my mission, is to make
Mm.
sure that women are never silenced and
Yeah.
never powerless.
Yeah. I just want to say, the trad wife thing, it's kind of back to what we were just speaking about when someone feels the need to like shame you for like being brave and expressing and being all you can be. It's like the idea is they're believing this lie that says their life will be safer, better, and easier if they give up their sovereignty to a man.
Yes.
And the price, they say the juice isn't worth the squeeze, honey.
Well, but then they're on TikTok or they're actually producing videos and glorifying it and
It's
making
awful.
money
Yes.
independently, doing this independently, showing. So isn't that
Like,
yeah,
aren't you doing business as a
doing
woman?
yeah, as a woman, and you have rights because of feminism that you're able to do this without,
Right.
and your family's benefiting from it, and that's your
Yes.
job, is to make
Right.
these videos and put your stuff
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
but you're glorifying that you can make bread from scratch, and you pick your own wheat and you grind it in like, it's so crazy to me.
And it's like, that's fine if you want to grind your own wheat and do all that, but it
You go
doesn't mean
right
you have to
ahead.
give up your sovereignty to your
Exactly.
male partner
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing it because someone is telling you you need to do it, and
because of servitude.
yes, exactly, and that it's
And
our
and and
it's
and
our
it's like, so
it's our way, or it's our.
yeah. And it's so funny, like what you're saying, as far as there they are doing the thing that they say that women shouldn't do.
Right.
But it's like what they're doing, like if that whole movement just keeps going, they'll make videos and talk their way out of being able, maybe, to do that.
You that exact
Y-
thing. Yeah.
you won't be able to make videos anymore if we keep going in that direction.
Right, right. So there's a lot of unlearning, right, that has to go on.
So
Like we
much.
grew up thinking we had to get married, we had to have kids, we had to do
Yeah.
all of those things. Like, when are
I
you gonna
opted
get
out of
married?
all of it.
What's that?
I opted out of all of it.
Oh yeah, good for you. Yeah. But get when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna find
Yeah.
that guy?
Oh, yeah, I heard
When are
that
you gonna have
over
those
and over.
kids? When are you gonna,
Yeah.
constantly
Yes.
growing up, right? Um,
100%.
and we put our worth in being chosen.
Yeah.
So as soon
Picked.
as a man chose me,
Yes.
I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm chosen. Yay. He asked me to marry him. Not even thinking, is this good for me? Not even thinking, is this what I want? It
Yeah.
was, I'm finally chosen. My time has come. Ah, I'm at the pinnacle. Yeah, we're ready to shine out. That is exactly my life's duty has just I've hit the peak, right? That is
Yeah.
exactly what I've been trying to do. Look pretty, be pretty,
Yeah.
smart, be happy, fit in and be exactly what somebody wants. And then he wanted it, and oh, I'm picked. I'm
Yeah,
picked.
and I also do think those are, like, our old childhood wound attachment wounds that are running the show because we didn't get picked. Obviously from this, what you're sharing about your dad, he did not pick you as is. I choose you as my daughter, and I'm going to, treat you with, you're precious to me and value. And so that really sets us up
Yeah, it does.
to
I mean,
be,
along
please
with
choose
so many
me.
other things, right? Along with
Yeah.
so many other things,
Yes.
and just that whole idea of, this is, you need to grow up, you need to graduate from high school, you need to find a husband, you need to have babies. Nowhere in that storyline does anyone ever ask you what you want.
Right.
They're just milestones, and you're supposed to hit those milestones. Kind of like your
It's
sacraments
amazing, isn't it?
in church, right? You're supposed to hit those milestones. And,
Yeah.
and
Isn't
we
it amazing though? I'm sorry, I just want to say that, like, how did we get there? Like,
it's tough.
Lucy, the half human, half primate, and then we had like people and growing plants and then hunting and now here we are like do this and do this and do this and this is what your life should look like. It's like, how did we get here?
Yeah, I think it's all about power and control,
That's a
and
good point.
it's all, religion is a huge part of it,
Yeah.
organized religion,
Yeah.
and, there are lots of religions and philosophies in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm not pointing at any one specific, but
Mm.
most of them, this is the events, timeline, right? That
Yeah.
these are the
Yeah.
things that you need to do, and some of that timeline is much sooner than it just is, and it's been
Mm.
that way for a long time.
Mm.
Things are changing,
Yeah.
and the more that we, with our experience and our knowledge and our wisdom, can then influence the women of the world who need us,
Yeah.
to say, and I'm married now. I'm not against marriage at all. I
Yeah.
love my
Yeah.
husband. He's an
Yeah.
amazing man.
Oh,
He's
it's wonderful.
generous and he's kind and he
I
makes me
love
laugh
that.
till I cry every single day. It's just
I love that.
phenomenal. And he just he he likes to get me riled up, he loves getting me like crazy at him. He finds it challenging. But it's a game that we play. It's fun,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I've never ever been fearful of him. I've
Mm,
never seen him really
wonderful.
mad.
Yeah.
He's just a good guy. He's just a good
That's
guy.
wonderful.
And so they're out there. I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything against men. They're out
Yes, yes,
there.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we get to pick. We get to, as women, we should be able to choose how we want to live our lives without punishment,
Yes.
without without any blocks, without any one holding us back. Why can't we
Yes.
have the same opportunity? And that's what a lot of men fear about feminism, right? Is that we want, and the reason why is because they think that we will treat them like they've treated us.
Yes.
And that's not the case. We
We don't have
just
time
want
for
to
that
have
shit.
the same opportunity. We want
Right.
to be able to not be held back
Yeah.
if we want a certain job, or we want, I wanted to be president of the United States when I was a little kid.
Kid, I'd be like, I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the president.
I used to say that too. We had a picture of JFK in our house, and like everyone always talked about him like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, I want that. I want to be president. And everyone would laugh and say, "Oh no, you can't be you're a girl. You can't be president."
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want that job anymore, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm good.
But at the time I did, and
Mm.
that
Yes.
was my goal in life. And I remember since I was a little kid, and but think about this. Think about um what is the first toy we get as a toddler?
A doll? A
A
doll, a
baby.
doll, a
A
baby, a
baby.
baby, that is correct. That pees and giggles and
We get
cries.
a baby that
A
we have to
baby.
feed a bottle
Mm.
to, change its diaper. We're 2 years old, 3 years old, and we have babies as toys.
So can't we be a person first before we look
I
at
mean,
this
next
role?
time you go to a store where there's toys, go walk around and see how many toys for little
Mm,
girls are about being a mom.
mm, hmm. Like, don't be a person. We don't want you to know who you are as a person.
I mean,
We want you to
immediately a baby. You're 2. You have a
Yeah.
baby that you're pretending to feed and hold. They're training you from the time you're 2. And then you get a tea set or a little kitchen or a broom or
Yes.
something like that,
Holly Hobby Oven.
or an oven.
Holly Hobby Oven.
You gotta learn how to clean, learn how to cook, learn how to do those things,
Yeah.
because you're being groomed to be a good wife
Mm.
and a good mom.
It's so fucked.
It is. Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
I mean, I don't know. how often that happens now, but that's what happened when we were kids, right?
Yes.
So I'm sure it's still
Sure,
happening.
it's still a thing in certain households.
Of course.
I think that, like, you talking about leadership, women being seen as leaders and bringing more women leadership into the world feels so right, like exactly what is needed right now.
Yes.
I just, again, it hit me so strongly when you said we need women leaders. I was like, we need women leaders.
Right? I mean, when you see women like AOC or, uh,
Yes.
you know,
Jasmine
yeah,
Crockett.
Jasmine, and you see them stand up and use their voice,
It's phenomenal.
power,
Yeah.
you are ready to follow her into battle.
Yes.
And, having done this for so many years now, and the women like you that I've met that are strong and powerful and confident, regardless of what we've been through,
Yeah.
and maybe because of what we've been through,
Yes.
we now have that strength, that unleashed strength, right? That, and there's so many of us out
Yes.
there, but we don't know we don't have anyone to guide us because
Yes.
it's kind of uncharted territory.
It
And
is.
those women who have come before us, um, the Gloria Steinems and, some of the other women who've really made an impact,
Yes.
are
Jane
so
Fonda.
few and far between
Yeah.
because the barriers and
Yeah.
the battles are so tough.
They don't want us to win.
They don't want us to win, so they're doing everything they possibly can to hold us down, and that's
Yeah.
why it is so critical for us to come together.
Yeah.
We're s
Can I ask a question? Because I mean, what you're doing by, creating this platform and sharing what you're sharing and using your voice in the way that you're using it, like you said, you at first got a lot of hate. And I mean, even though I am out there, I do have those moments where I'm like, oh, I want to make a video saying this. And then I'm like, "Ugh." I have my moments where I still do that. What do you do to get past those? Do you just not think about it and just do it? Or do you say something to yourself?
So, my thought process, is it my battle?
When you decide, like, this is what my battle is, or this is what I want to use my voice for,
Mhm.
how does that, like, come to you? Like, this is what I'm feeling like I really want to speak on.
Yeah, mostly, I really I I hate bullies.
I hate
So,
bullies.
I hate bullies.
I
So,
also hate bullies.
anytime anyone's being attacked, whether it is, the people of a country or a woman or, and I can speak up and I can do something to change a perception or a view about something, like use my voice for good, that that's definitely something that I will do all the
So
time.
advocating for people who are vulnerable is something that
Eh,
feels very on
Absolutely, I couldn't have
purpose to
said it
you.
better, thank you. But
Yeah,
yeah, so that is something that, or again, if I have the knowledge about something and can actually have a debate about it or, um, argue in favor of my view, then I will
right.
definitely put my voice out there for it.
And as far as, like, your own content,
My
finding out, like, this really lights me up and I need to talk about it. Is that kind of how that came about for you? Like, I'm thinking about how important it is to see women being able to tell their stories and be leaders, and just the passion I have about that spurs me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
It's something like I think about this all day, every day, like before I go to sleep at night and or when I wake up in the morning. Like that is she is
It's
me and what we're
incredible.
doing is just on my mind all the time. And I'm constantly like I have notepads and pens all over my house and a whiteboard in the kitchen. So like if I'm cooking and I think of something, I
That's
write it like
incredible.
I, keep a note. Um, I'm I send myself things, whether it's on social media, like Threads or Instagram or whatever. Like if I see it, I send it with a note that says about this or find out more or add this to this podcast or, something,
Yeah.
um, because, or investigate. If I see something that I'm like, that seems a little fishy, a little suspicious as one girl.
And that's what gives you your courage or bravery to put yourself out there regarding whatever it is. As far
I
as
guess, yeah, if I find the truth and I feel knowledgeable enough to back it up.
as far as like your sharing your platform, sharing your mission, your purpose, is it that the passion helps you to be brave enough
Yes
to
and
put
no,
yourself out
because
there?
yes and no. I think
Okay.
yes, but also, as far as bravery is concerned, and I had this realization the other day that after my near death experience, right, with at the hands of another person, once I got sort of past the initial shock and trauma that took place in my body, like the first week or so, right, where it felt unbelievable and it was like a movie almost. I kept replaying it in my head and like, did that really happen? It's you're in shock. But once that shock wore off, I almost felt invincible. Like I almost felt
Like I
like
lived through that.
nothing can hurt me now. Like
Yeah.
I've been at death's door
Yes.
at the hands of another person. And now I feel like not so much invincible, like, oh, I'm never gonna die, not that thing,
Right. Of
but
course.
like so whenever I experience a bully, I'm like, "Pff, I've experienced much worse than you.
That's nothing.
That's
Like
nothing.
I've lived through that.
Yeah,
I can live through anything.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I almost feel like I had this armor on where I was, like I had a sword and I had this armor and off I go. Um, and so now it's like I'm careful about what I talk about. I'm careful about what I put out there. Again, like I said, I do my research, or
Yeah.
I just know about the subject or whatever it is.
Right.
So I'm not just blatantly throwing things out there so people can call me on it and, say, you're an idiot and whatever. So if somebody does come at me that way, typically it's
Delete.
yeah, that block. I just block them. Like you you're trying, but I don't know you, so I'm not
Yeah.
taking anything that you say personally, or
Yeah.
it's not hurting me. It's just and usually somebody who's mean and terrible like that usually has no profile picture, has 3 followers.
Yeah.
It's just somebody
User
trolling.
2436.
Yeah. So just block them. Don't even bother with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
occasionally there's someone out there who doesn't like what you said, and like you said, they're getting triggered by who you are, what you're about, what you're saying, what your mission is, all of those things. And I just say, go ahead and be triggered, but you don't have to be in my environment. Like
Yes.
I don't need you in my space. I don't need to expend my energy on you.
Right.
You you are not affecting my life or my mission with your petty little comments. Like,
Yeah.
no thanks.
That's incredible. Like you just like, I'm not gonna let this pull me down.
Right? I'm not gonna let it pull me down. I'm not gonna let it affect me because look, a stranger on the internet saying I'm ugly, like, okay, bye. I
F
don't care.
you.
Yeah. Good. I think so.
Fuck
Thank
you,
you.
dude.
Um, or whatever they say, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
stupid.
don't care. Now, if my husband said that, I'd be like, "What?" I'd probably
Yeah.
scream his head off and like, who
Like, what the
knows? But
heck?
I would be
Yeah.
heartbroken
Yeah,
if
of
he said
course.
something mean to me.
Yeah.
But a person I don't know, why would I even care?
Yeah, yeah.
Why would I even care
I
what you
know. Yeah.
I had this experience once. I was at the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum in
Mm,
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
oh, that
And
sounds amazing.
I was walking through, and there was a gentleman there, a woman, and he was trying to be show off, and he was saying, what she was thinking when she was painting this, and I'm like, do you even know her? Do you know her? Do you know what she was thinking when she actually painted? You're just making this shit up. Like, that's not a thing. Like, she probably wasn't thinking that at all. She's probably thinking like, what am I gonna make for dinner? Like, who
Let
knows?
me mansplain Georgia O'Keeffe to you.
And so I always remember that,
Yeah.
when someone's mouthing off online, I'm like, you don't know me. You read 20 words that I wrote on a post, and you're judging me, trying to shame me, trying to put me down, trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
Who are you and why?
I love yeah, I love the idea of, like, making them this, like, annoying character.
Well, they
I
are.
love it. It's just so funny. Like, it's so, like, it helps you be like, not take it as seriously. It's like, if I imagine the person making a comment that's like ridiculing me or embarrassing or whatever, and then I imagine like that they're just this total tool of
Yeah.
a person, that actually helps.
Because who would actually do that
Yeah.
who would actually come at you and say terrible things or judge you in that way or whatever,
Yeah.
unless they've got issues, right?
Yeah.
With whatever it is. And some people
Yeah.
just don't like you to shine your light because they want that so bad for themselves.
Yeah.
It it's almost it's an ache for them.
Yeah. I was just going to say it hurts.
That wraps up part 3 with Lisa Jimenez. In part 4 of this series, we look ahead and vision together about what's really needed for women to rethink our place in the world and become the leaders we are here to be. Sounds all right to me. See you there. To check out SheIsMe Global, go to SheIsMeGlobal.com. As always, this has been the Spiritual Shitshow Podcast. My name is Suzanne Sole, and I would like to thank your fabulous face for listening. And I will see you on the next one. Roll it, you amazing motherfucker.